Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the class of 2012. Leading the class banner carriers is Dean Michael Scarpa Burnett. Graduates, we ask you to please rise when your school is announced and remain standing. School of Architecture and Design. School of Education. School of Engineering and Computing Sciences. School of Health Professions. School of Management. College of Arts and Sciences. College of Osteopathic Medicine. We invite everyone to please rise as NYIT's faculty, administration, and honored guests proceed to the stage. Escorting the platform party is the Clan Gordon Highlanders Pipe Band. Our Grand Marshal. NYIT Administration. Class of 2012 Student Representatives. NYIT Board of Trustees. Our honorary degree recipients, Dr. Jordan Cohen, Dean Kamen, and Stephen A. Orlins. Honored guests, Chairperson Linda Davila. President Edward Giuliano. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our platform party. Please welcome the Grand Marshal of NYIT's 2012 commencement, Daniel Quigley, President of NYIT Academic Senate.
President Giuliano, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished platform participants, learned faculty, honored graduates, parents, and guests, I now declare this 2012 commencement of New York Institute of Technology open.
Ladies and gentlemen, the singing of the national anthem will be led by Courtney Sampson, class of 2012.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The color guard will now retire the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Please welcome Linda Davila, Chairperson of the NYIT Board of Trustees and NYIT alumna, Class of 1978.
Thank you and good morning. Did we pick a beautiful day or what? This is absolutely gorgeous. Welcome to NYIT's 51st annual commencement, and congratulations, graduates, family members, and friends. Graduates, when you leave here today, you will have the tools to take on challenges, solve problems, and serve as leaders in your professions and in your communities. You will also become part of NYIT's legacy, one in which our alumni continue to distinguish themselves through leadership roles around the world. An NYIT degree is a wonderful thing, and I can tell you that from personal experience. It is empowering and enlightening, and yet practical. Now that you've earned your degrees, we look forward to seeing you fight the illnesses that afflict millions, develop new technologies that unite us, maybe the next Instagram, and craft a future that will define the 21st century. Perhaps most important, with an NYIT degree, you can enrich lives of fellow citizens and yourself. The opportunities are yours. Today, NYIT is flourishing with campuses and programs worldwide, and graduates know that your NYIT degree will serve as a calling card, a symbol of success, integrity, and innovation across nations and cultures for decades to come. Commencement is a special occasion for me. As an NYIT alumna, chairperson of the Board of Trustees, and more recently as the proud mother of an NYIT alumna who is now pursuing her MBA here. On behalf of the board, congratulations to the members of the class of 2012 on your academic and personal achievements. We wish you success in your future endeavors, and we look forward to hearing about your success. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce NYIT President Edward Giuliano, who will deliver the commencement address. Thank you.
Good morning. I am proud to begin by congratulating our students for earning, not just getting, but earning your degree. So, on behalf of everyone gathered here, congratulations, class of 2012. I'm standing before an impressive group. Today, we graduate 3,325 students coming from 41 states, 3 armed forces postal codes, 1 territory, and 84 countries around the world. 54% have earned undergraduate degrees, and 46 have earned graduate, medical, professional, or postgraduate degrees. We salute you all. We also salute the many who helped get you here today, from your parents to your professors, loved ones and other ones who supported you, nurtured you, engaged you, and dare I say, at times put up with you to help you arrive at this point. Yes. It is a fact, none of us got here alone. I've been in your seat, so I know you're asking yourself on this important day, how long is he going to speak? Not too long. Ernest Hemingway authored what is probably the shortest short story. It's only 6 words long. It reads, "For sale, baby shoes, never used." Clearly, he wasn't being paid by the word. During this high season for commencement addresses, I got to thinking, what is the shortest commencement address? And in this age of Twitter, I crafted one myself. Ready? Go forth, prosper, make us proud. I know, it's not very profound, but it does get to the heart of the matter in fewer than 140 characters. And while I could indeed stop my remarks right here, it would not do justice to your accomplishments or reflect on the significance of what today represents. So let me elaborate by sharing something remarkable. On the 2nd floor of the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C., is a small exhibit on innovation. It's a collection of 32 models, side-by-side, mechanical inventions, many with tiny, beautiful, crafted working parts. From 1790 to 1880, all patent applications had to be accompanied by a working model. Each innovative model is an example of creative thinking and craftsmanship applied to problems in everyday life. A paper bag cutting machine, an artificial leg, an electromagnetic engine, and yes, even a better mousetrap. It's a modest exhibit, but the breadth of ingenuity is amazing. In that room are the ideas that helped transform the United States from a rural society to an industrial giant. The ideas that fueled the American Industrial Revolution, one of the most fertile and boom chapters in the history of humanity. Seeing those models makes one wonder, where did the ideas come from? How exactly did they spread so rapidly, long before the internet, before radio and television and the telephone? Where did the creativity come from? The answer is that none of those innovators worked entirely by themselves. They shared and improved each other's ideas. Journals and periodicals published articles and information about new technologies. The government organized tours for engineers, scientists, and inventors to travel to meet with others who were doing groundbreaking work. Members of the philosophical societies got together to talk, surprise, and challenge one another, and to spark new ideas. Nothing happens in a vacuum. Nobody, but nobody, does it alone. Today, it's fashionable to study innovation and the habitats that sustain and encourage it, whether it be the differentiation and diversity that emerges on a coral reef or the rapidly changing ecosystem of the internet. Science writer Stephen Johnson, joining a growing consensus, found that intellectual breakthroughs do not spring from the mind of a thinker who sits in solitary contemplation until a light bulb goes off in her head and the thinker cries, "Eureka!" The image of some artistic genius holed up in his or her study, creating a brand new paradigm from scratch, is romantic fantasy. The opposite is true. Concentration and hard work are involved, but good ideas are far more likely to emerge gradually over time as part of a slow accumulative process. And that process most often takes place in environments that promote collaboration. As it turns out, the most effective structures for generating good ideas may be a group of human beings talking in what Johnson calls spaces of innovation. Spaces of innovation. That would be anywhere that people come together to connect, share ideas, agree on some things, argue about others, hash it out, and ultimately innovate. Could be the cafeteria, a Facebook page, anywhere at a university where we celebrate the life of the mind. When you work alone in an office or laboratory, staring at a computer screen or some other apparatus, you can get stuck in yourself. As Johnson says, chance favors the connected mind. Over the course of human history, one of the greatest drivers of innovation has been the steady increase in human connectivity. From the rise of the modern city to the British coffee houses of the 18th century to today's social media platforms, each development has intensified interconnectivity among human beings. There's a saying about ideas. If you have an idea and I have an idea and we exchange them, we have two ideas. As you prepare for the next stages in your lives, the lesson is clear. Regardless of your academic discipline and professional aspirations, to succeed in a complex, rapidly changing economy, you must cultivate an interconnected mentality. The faculty and I hope we have helped you do just that. Graduates, you know that all around us is so much important work to be done. We need a cleaner environment, a low-carbon energy source, a smarter healthcare system, business models that can keep pace with economic and social change, digital systems that are more connected and more secure, cure for diseases. The list is challenging and formidable, but working the checklist is possible and essential within your lifetime. Take a page from today's 3 honorary degree recipients who have significantly advanced the fields of technology, globalization, and healthcare. All are innovators. In the near future, we may even reach the point known as singularity, when we have created intelligence that is smarter than human beings. Then the series of tomorrow will help us take up these challenges. Plus, I trust she will continue to help us find places in the neighborhood where we can grab a bite to eat and connect. Siri is only a year old. The iPad, just 2 years old. And Angry Birds, the consistently most downloaded app on the web, is just 3. The fast-forward speed of transformations is extraordinary and disorienting. Yet you, class of 2012, are prepared. Around this time of year, there appear what I call typical anti-college articles. Unfortunately, there's always will be skeptics who question the value of higher education despite the overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Today, I congratulate you on making a terrific investment in yourself. A college degree and an advanced degree are the single greatest financial investment you can make. And let's not forget those non-financial returns on your investment. Those about being happier, healthier, more in sync with society's responsibilities, and you'll live longer. Forgive me, now I'm about to mention 2 4-letter words that may be circulating around your homes these days. Jobs and debt. Well, in reference to the latter, you may have heard the expression, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. It's true, the unemployment rate for college graduates is 6.4%, yet the lowest since 2008. But keep in mind that it's many times higher and harder for those who only have a high school diploma. Their unemployment rate is nearly 19%. Even more striking is the college wage premium, which is at an all-time high. According to a new report, over a 40-year career, the holder of a bachelor's degree earns about twice as much on average as the average worker with a high school diploma. And those graduating today with advanced degrees, the financial multiplier increases and the unemployment rate decreases. Plus, here at NYIT, you're the beneficiaries of American higher education prized the world over. A style of education that promotes experimentation, accepts failure, rewards creativity, and breeds innovation. For students and faculty at NYIT, every day and everywhere, connection and interdependent learning happens. In the classroom, in the hallways, labs, student meetings, symposia, and online in discussion boards. Here's one example among many. In the School of Architecture and Design, the environmental site planning course taught this year brought together students from engineering, architecture, design, and business to address a real-world problem. Consider the plastic water bottles found everywhere in the world. They take many hundreds of years to disintegrate. Could there be a way to put those bottles to good use? Yes. The students designed a roofing system with a plastic interface that holds the bottle in a sloping grid, creating a surface that's quick and easy to erect, it's sturdy, and it's rain-proof. It can be built in any area struck by a natural disaster, after a flood, tornado, earthquake, anywhere there's a need for a quick, low-cost shelter. In fact, the design will be showcased at our energy conference in a few weeks. Another event where NYIT shows innovation leadership. In every field today, demand is increasing for a new class of designers, engineers, technicians, physicians, healthcare providers, for people who can perform specialized tasks yet, but also, and more importantly, for people who can synthesize ideas and create solutions to address real-world challenges. And that, graduates, is your opportunity. In addition to know what you know, you will be rewarded for your ability to think, leverage technology, and apply your ideas. And so, I urge you to follow my tweet. Go forth, prosper, make us proud. critique, clash, conflict, connect, collaborate, and create spaces of innovation where you can openly share your ideas for the benefit of all. Make a difference. Congratulations, class of 2012. I'm now pleased to introduce a special guest and a good friend of NYIT. In 2010, United States Senator Charles E. Chuck Schumer was reelected to the state of New York in the New York Senate for a third six-year term. Before his election to the Senate, he served 3 terms in the New York State Assembly. He has been a tireless advocate for New York and a leader on national issues such as crime and security, access to quality medical care, financial regulation, and education. In 1999, sorry about that. Not that old, I know, me either. In 1999, he received an honorary doctorate from New York Institute of Technology. Please welcome the senior senator from the great state of New York, Charles E. Schumer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good speech. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you, President Giuliano. And first, I want to thank President Giuliano for the great job he does as head of NYIT. I want to thank all the staff, from the full professors to the teaching adjuncts, to the administrative staff, all the way down to the people who come late at night and keep the place clean. Together, under the President's leadership, you have made NYIT one of the finest institutions of its kind, not just in New York, but in the United States. Congratulations, job well done. Now, it's my honor to address the platform party, the friends and family of the graduates, but most of all, you, the class of 2012 NYIT. Congratulations. First, I'd like to announce my class gift. You know, it's hard to pay for college, you know that. And if you're poor, the federal government helps you out, that's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So, 3 years ago, I wrote a law that said you or your parents, whoever paid for college, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off their taxes for each year of college or graduate school, provided your family income was below $200,000 a year. So, for those of you who come from families who make below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad take that credit. Last year, only about 1/3 of all the people who were entitled didn't take it. And if you forgot to do it your sophomore and junior years, you can file a form with the IRS to get a refund. 3 years' worth is $7,500. That's a lot of money. So don't forget to do it. Now, what happens if you come from a family who makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'd also like to say a brief word to the moms and dads. I know how you feel, because a few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did and watched our daughter Jessica come up on the stage, get the diploma, and graduate. It was one of the proudest days of our lives. And as you know, it's not always easy, and you probably, if you're like us, you think back to the difficult times. We thought of the time when we rushed Jessica to the hospital at 8 months old. She had 106 fever. We didn't think she'd make it. Praise God, she did. We remembered when we put her on the kindergarten bus for the first time. She ran to the back of the bus and waved goodbye as the bus pulled away, tears coming down her little cheeks. But at 2 o'clock, she bounded off the bus, happy as could be, saying, "Mommy, I came back." When we talked to her, we realized she thought when we put her on the bus, that was it. She was saying goodbye to us for good, new family, new neighborhood, new school. Then we remembered her as a teenager, where she didn't say much to us. And when she did, We didn't understand a word she said. And then moms, dads, you watch your daughters and sons get that diploma and become an adult before your very eyes. Congratulations to the moms and dads. Now, to the class of 2012. You know, today you have two major advantages. The first is you've gotten a great education. And what I love about NYIT above all, not only is the education excellent, but it's aimed at the jobs that are available. And the record of placing people in good jobs is higher than just about any other place I know. And so you're graduating with an education that puts you a leg up over the millions of others who are graduating and the millions more who are not lucky enough to go to college. And second, you are the first generation who has been totally immersed in all of this new technology that Dr. Giuliano alluded to. In 1988, that may have been the year some of you were born. That was the first year the word internet was ever in print. In 1993, when some of you started kindergarten, there were only 12 websites on the World Wide Web. That's it, 12. No Google, no Facebooks, no text messaging, no cell phones, no LOL. And you know, your parents, your teachers, me, we try to get used to this technology, but it's not so easy for us. We're learning it on into our years. But you were born into it. It's second nature to you. Technology is to your generation like water is to a fish. You've been swimming in it your whole life. And so the fact that you're graduating from a great school like NYIT, and the fact that you're the first generation to instinctively understand all this technology means you have great opportunity. So my advice to the class of 2012 is very simple. Now is the time. Figure out your dream, even if it's going to be difficult to reach. Reach high for it. Then reach deep down inside yourself. See what you're made of. See if you can achieve that dream. My advice to the class of 2012 is simple. Go for it. Now, sometimes you'll make the wrong choice, but if my experience is any indication, you'll pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. But if you make the right choice, with a lot of hard work, a little luck, and some prayer, your life will be enriched forever. Now, I learned these lessons myself. When I was seated at graduation from college a while back, just as you are today, I learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid, for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I had met a girl, and I fell in love. Aww. I had to decide. Do I go around the world on the all-expense-paid scholarship for a whole year? Yes. Or do I stay home with the girl? Well, I stayed home with the girl. Wait a minute. Don't applaud yet. The story continues. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was wrong. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was, no scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You are never going to make anything of yourself. And in fact, I stayed in my house for several months, just moped around, feeling bad for myself. But somehow I dusted myself off, picked myself up, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself graduating once again, this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad I wasn't going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I loved politics. My dream was to run for public office, and even though it was a long shot, that's what I wanted to do. My parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. They had struggled to send me to college and law school. The law firm was paying $400 a week. That's more money than my family had ever seen. My dad was an exterminator. He didn't go to college. But I wanted to go for my dream. So that fall, at the age of 23, I ran for the New York State Assembly, and I had 3 opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So, as she said, I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big, thick head. Well, graduates, a few years earlier, I didn't get that girl, but that November, I won the election. So, to this great class of 2012, go for it. And when you have doubts, and believe me, we all have doubts, that's the human condition that God gave us, maybe you'll remember a few lines from this poem by Rudyard Kipling. It's called If. He wrote it to his son over 130 years ago, but it's relevant to every son and every daughter today here at NYIT. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on a turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings but not lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. He wrote it to his son 130 years ago. It's relevant to every son and every daughter of this great class, NYIT 2012. To the class of 2012, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Davila.
Throughout today's ceremony, we will have the opportunity to acknowledge some of the distinguished people joining us. And we would like to begin by thanking Courtney Sampson, who led the singing of the national anthem. Courtney is a member of the class of 2012 in our College of Osteopathic Medicine. I also want to welcome our colleagues who traveled from Nanjing University of Posts and Telecommunications to our ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce this year's honorary degree recipients. An honorary degree is one of higher education's most significant accolades. It is awarded to distinguished individuals who merit special recognition for outstanding achievements in a field of activity aligned with the mission of NYIT. This year, NYIT is proud to confer honorary degrees to Dr. Jordan Cohen, Dean Kamen, and Stephen Orlins. Our first honorary degree recipient is Dr. Jordan Cohen. Known as the voice of academic medicine for more than a decade, In a few moments, you will see why. Dr. Jordan Cohen is a professor of medicine and public health at the George Washington University and also has served in leadership positions in many prestigious American medical schools and associations. He is keenly aware of and committed to encouraging diversity and human connectivity in our nation's medical schools. Further, he continues to advocate for the future of medicine and with both determination and compassion addresses head-on the challenges that medical education and the practice of medicine face. What an incredible role model he is for our new doctors. Today we honor Dr. Cohen with a Doctor of Humane Letters. Tomorrow, Dr. Cohen will deliver the keynote address and receive the Ryland Public Service Award at our College of Osteopathic Medicine's hooding ceremony. Now let's watch a brief video highlighting Dr. Cohen's impact.
I went to college planning to be a physicist. I was really captivated by physics and math and thought that's what I was going to spend my career doing. When I got to college and went into my first physics course, I loved it, but I just looked around the room and I didn't see many people, and I really missed the human contact. So that's what led me to medicine.
And there are a couple of areas in which Dr. Cohen has distinguished his leadership. I mean, he's a nephrologist, he's an educator, and he had many lives before the AAMC.
He's a realistic type of guy. He understands the world as it is, but has a vision of the world as it should be.
One of the striking things that's changed in terms of students' attitudes and students' aspirations is the emphasis on global health. I think many of the problems, in fact, I would say probably most of the problems that exist in the developing world are not strictly medical in the sense of the classic diseases that we think about in this country, but are rather sanitation, good nutrition, better environments in terms of pollution and particularly waterborne diseases. And I think a lot of that is due to very simple kinds of things that could be remedied if we had the right engineering and public health approaches to addressing those problems.
I've seen him largely in what you might call a policy role, where he's articulating big picture ideas and suggesting others follow or organizations align themselves with these ideas. One has been the diversity of the medical workforce, and particularly the diversity of medical education.
So when I graduated from medical school, there were precisely 6 women in a class of 150, and that was a big year for my medical school at that time. And now the gender gap has been pretty well bridged, but unfortunately we still are a long, long way from bridging the gap that exists in racial and ethnic diversity. We have an increasingly diverse population. Students who come from diverse backgrounds tend to choose to serve populations that are underserved, and I think that is one major reason for wanting to be sure that the medical profession looks more like America.
The population that one is working with needs to see themselves in the practitioners that are playing a role in taking care of them. And he was a leader at pushing change within his association, within the medical profession, and society at large.
Dr. Cohen, please join me at the lectern. Mr. President, I now have the honor to present Dr. Jordan Cohen for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. I ask Elizabeth Baradian, class of 2012, to assist in the hooding. Mr. President, I request you confer the degree.
by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all the rights, titles, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Cohen. Our next honorary degree recipient, Dean Kamen, is president of DECA, Research and Development, a company focused on developing radical new technologies that span a diverse set of applications. During his impressive career to date, Dean Kamen has not only founded companies, but also has developed medical technology that has been sold to other companies, all focused on enhancing people's lives and bettering the world. Most of you are familiar with one of his inventions, the Segway. Today, we are honoring this inventor and entrepreneur with a Doctor of Science. His life's work aligns closely with the NYIT mission, namely his use of technology to address real-world problems, as well as his dedication to introducing the K-12 population to science and technology, helping them become as passionate as he is about the possibilities. Let's take a look at a brief video about Dean Kamen.
As a scientist who holds more than 440 U.S. and foreign patents, a member of the National Inventors Hall of Fame, and the winner of the National Medal of Technology and the Lemelson MIT Prize, Dean Kamen's passion for technology and a drive to improve the lives of others has brought great benefits to our culture, our society, and our quality of life. As a founder of DECA Research and Development Corporation, he uses cutting-edge technology and creative thinking to bring solutions and opportunities to the field of medicine and healthcare.
DECA was created to focus on really, really novel technical solutions to really tough problems, and then we'll find a partner to put them out.
His state-of-the-art bionic limb, nicknamed the Luke Arm, is one recent invention designed to help amputees once again have an arm.
When the folks from the Defense Department came to this office and said, here's what we need, what did they tell you?
We want these kids to have something put back on them that will essentially allow one of these kids to pick up a raisin or a grape off a table. Know the difference without looking at it. That is an extraordinary goal.
He basically said, you're crazy. That's what he told us. He said flat out. He himself, who's a crazy guy himself. I mean, he is a very innovative thinker. He's a brilliant man, totally brilliant man, but mad scientist.
I thought they were unbelievably optimistic in their expectations, and I told him that.
He said to us, he said, I can do, Mark, you're crazy, but we're willing to rise to the challenge because it's important.
And before this arm, he had no arms.
During the time he was eating that cereal and not dropping a drop, I was amazed. His wife was standing behind me. She said to me, Dean, Chuck hasn't fed himself in 19 years. So either we keep the arm or you keep Chuck.
While Kamen is known for his inventions, he also strives to inspire the next generation of technological leaders. In 1989, Kamen founded FIRST, an organization dedicated to motivating the next generation to understand, use, and enjoy science and technology.
The skills these kids learn when they participate in FIRST give them career opportunities. Do you want to be electrical engineer, physicist? Do you want to do proteomics or genomics or nanotechnology? What exciting career do you want to go into? We're helping you make that option possible.
Doing engineering or even going to college was something that was completely out of the question for me. And really being through the program, it taught me to believe in being able to achieve anything.
Mr. Kamen, please join me at the lectern. Mr. President, I now have the honor to present Dean Kamen for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. I ask Shannon Pierce, class of 2012, to assist in the hooding. Mr. President, I request you confer the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the State University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa with all the rights, privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Doctor.
Congratulations, Dean Kamen. Our next honorary degree recipient is an expert on facilitating cooperations between the United States and China. An accomplished government negotiator, lawyer, and international businessman, Stephen Orlins is president of the National Committee on U.S.-China Relations and a tireless champion for building constructive dialogue and engagement between these two global leaders. For more than 12 years, NYIT has maintained a presence in China through its programs, sites, and alumni base. And on behalf of our students, we are grateful for the effective leadership that Mr. Orlins has provided in promoting the principles of education and in facilitating the exchange of ideas through education. As such, today we honor Stephen Orlins with the Doctor of Humane Letters. But first, please join me in watching a brief video.
Steve Orlins' commitment to expanding U.S.-China relations spans more than 3 decades. In 1979, he helped launch one of China's first foreign law firms, and with his partners represented the first wave of foreign investors in China. Later, he became president of Lehman Brothers Asia and helped lead Chinese companies into global capital markets. Steve Orlins has also steered discussions on human rights, led U.S. congressional delegations to China, and engaged thousands on foreign policy and cutting-edge issues impacting both nations.
How am I able to navigate and excel? I think it's based upon one simple premise: hard work. In a lot of ways, I feel that sports taught me the discipline which allowed me to then learn Chinese, become reasonably fluent in Chinese, and play this role in U.S.-China relations that I play today.
As president of the National Committee on U.S.-China Relations, Steve Orlins oversees one of the oldest and most influential organizations focused on promoting understanding and prosperity between these two superpowers.
Over these 40 years, we have hosted these hundreds of delegations, thousands of people, and have kind of the depth of relations with China that few organizations have. So not only have we laid the foundations for schools like NYIT to have campuses in China, but we've laid the foundation, one could say, for other NGOs to build relationships with the Chinese government and the Chinese people.
Steve's also worked to get us more well-known both in China as well as in the United States. We have a lot of competitors, and Steve's been very good about proactively trying to get more recognition for the committee and devotes a lot of time to that.
Thanks to Orlins and the collaborations he has forged, the United States and China continue to engage and interact on educational opportunities, economic growth, and cultural understanding that will lead to increased support and understanding for both these great nations for decades to come.
As this world globalizes, as the effect of economies outside the United States has a greater effect on our own economy, you're going to need to understand how that works. And it's going to be true no matter what your business is. So for those who haven't spent time abroad, take some time, live in a place, that will have an extraordinary impact on your vision for the future.
Mr. Orlins, please join me at the lectern. Mr. President, I now have the honor to present Stephen Orlins for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. I ask Amey Patel, class of 2012, to assist in the hooding. Mr. President, I request you confer the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Yes.
Well, let me thank the trustees and speak just for 3 minutes. Michael Jordan, whom I might have called the greatest basketball player of all time, had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar not been the honoree last year. Michael Jordan summarized his career this way. He said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots. I've lost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." 40 years ago, I sat in a cap and gown just like you today. I thought of all the possibilities ahead of me, and I wondered what I would do with my life. First, I went to work in the State Department. Then I worked on Wall Street for 10 years. It was a great run, but I wanted to return to the public service that Senator Schumer just described. It was very much that was in my DNA. So 20 years ago, in November 1992, I found myself 5 miles from where we sit at this very moment. The main NYIT campus is in New York's 3rd Congressional District, and on that night 20 years ago, I was about to pull off one of the great political upsets in the state's history. This unknown Chinese-speaking banker was about to be elected to the United States Congress. The major news outlets, ABC, CBS, NBC, were all at my campaign headquarters to film my reaction when the final tally came in. The place was packed. The excitement was palpable. I was going to win. The only problem was that the voters of Long Island thought otherwise. My opponent edged me out by less than 8,000 votes of the 293,000 votes cast. That was it. The cameras left, the room was emptied, and I was alone to contemplate my loss. I marveled at what lay before me. Nothing. Expecting to win, I had nothing scheduled, nothing planned, not a breakfast, not a lunch, not a dinner, not a meeting. Failure in sports and politics is a special kind of failure. Everything happens in public. There is no way you can avoid acknowledging that you lost. But after that night, I never went back to the professional life I had lived. I entered a new career that brought me more pleasure and satisfaction than I could have ever dreamed. And as a result of that career, Today, I'm able to spend my time working on the most important relationship in the world, that between the United States and China, and make it more productive, healthy, and secure. It's a place in life I reached because I failed that day 20 years ago. So my message to you is short and simple. As you embark on your new lives, don't fear risk. Don't fear failure. To quote Chairman Mao, 失败是成功之之母. And for those of you who don't speak Chinese, failure is the mother of success. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now pleased to bring you some images of our students, faculty, and staff members at various events throughout the year.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
What.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. Oh, Body Boy, plus way back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
The mountaintop, walk on water, I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the pitcher's mound. Straight game face, it's game day. See me running through the crowd full of melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
I'm gonna miss my family that I created here. I'm gonna miss my mentors, Jeremy and Megan.
I'm gonna miss the people and the professors the most.
I'm definitely gonna miss my friends and the relationships that I made.
I'm gonna miss Dean Burnett, campus life.
I'm gonna miss playing men's lacrosse the most, definitely.
I'm gonna miss NYIT and New York City.
Just all the people getting involved, having fun around here. Just have blast over my years here.
I'm gonna miss coming over here in the morning and seeing all my friends, my Teague brothers.
Gotta love the life that we live in.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a good feeling, yeah.
Once again, Dr. Edward Giuliano.
What's a graduation of a little halftime beach volleyball game, right? Halftime volleyball, beach ball. Will the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Ramat Qureshi, kindly come to the lectern and present the academic deans and the candidates for their degrees. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. Each graduate and undergraduate degree program is offered by one of the 7 academic schools represented here today. I now ask the dean of each school to rise as I introduce her or him. Dean Juliet De Mayo, School of Architecture and Design. Dean Michael Ottendorfer, School of Education. Dean Nada Anid, School of Engineering and Computing Sciences. Dean Patricia Shute, School of Health Professions. Dean Jess Veronica, School of Management, represented by Professor Scott Liu. And Dean Roger Yu, College of Arts and Sciences. And Dean Thomas Scandalis, College of Osteopathic Medicine. Now I would like to ask my colleague, the Vice President for Health Services and Medical Affairs, Dr. Barbara Rossley, to kindly come to the lectern.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree. Will the candidates for the degree please rise? The candidates have completed the requirements for the degrees and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Doctors, you may swing your tassels to the left. Doctors, please be seated.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. Will the candidates for this degree please rise? The candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees of Doctor of Physical Therapy.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, doctors. You may swing your tassels to the left.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded the Advanced Diploma in School Leadership and Technology. Will the candidates please rise? The candidates have completed the requirements for the degrees and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, and privileges and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You too may swing your tassels to the left. Thank you. Please be seated.
Mr. President, I now have the honor to present all the candidates to be awarded master's degrees. Will the candidates for each of the following degrees please rise as their degrees are named? Master of Science in Clinical Nutrition. Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies. Master of Science in Neuromusculoskeletal Sciences. Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling. Master of Science in Occupational Therapy. Will the candidates for each of the following Masters of Science degrees please rise as the degrees are called? Information Network and Computer Security. Computer Science. Electrical and Computer Engineering. Energy Management and Environmental Technology. Will the candidates for each of the following master's degrees please rise as their degrees are called? Master of Architecture in Urban and Regional Design. Master of Arts in Communication Arts. Master of Fine Arts in Computer Graphics. Masters of Science in Counseling, Childhood Education, and Instructional Technology. Will the candidates for each of the following degrees please rise as their degrees are called? Master of Business Administration. Master of Science in Human Resources Management and Labor Relations. By now, all of you that is receiving master's degree should be standing. If you are not, please do so. Will the candidates for certificates and advanced certificate programs also please rise? The candidates have completed their requirements for the degrees and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction. I now ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Masters. You may swing your tassels to the left. I would now like to recognize those graduating with a master's degree with distinction. You have earned a cumulative quality grade point average of at least 3.5. Will you please rise? Please be seated.
Mr. President, I now call upon all the candidates for associate's and bachelor degrees. Will the candidates for the degree please rise when I read the name of your degree? Bachelor of Architecture. Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor of Fine Arts. Bachelor of Professional Studies. Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Technology. And Associate in Applied Science. All candidates for bachelor's and associate degrees should now be standing. Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded each of these degrees. The candidates have completed their requirements for the degrees and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinctions, and now I ask you, by your official act, to confer upon them these degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the titles, rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. You may swing your tassels to the left. Please be seated. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to honor those bachelor's and associate degree recipients graduating cum laude. You have earned a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.2. Will you please rise? Please be seated. Now we would like to recognize those graduating magna cum laude. You have earned a cumulative quality point average of 3.5. Will you please rise? Please be seated. Now, we would like to recognize those graduating summa cum laude. You have earned a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.7. Will you please rise? Please be seated. I think we had a few students calculating their final grades as we were announcing the awards. We'd also like to acknowledge our Honor Society members who are wearing the golden ropes. Of course, following the conclusion of this ceremony, the academic deans and the faculty will host school commencements to honor the graduates. Each year, I look forward to the next part of the ceremony. During his 4 years at NYIT, James Masanico has served as a true leader. President of the NYIT chapter of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, Senator representing the School of Engineering and Computer Sciences for the Student Government Association on campus, and the 2011 National Conference for Student Leadership in Miami, Florida. A peer advisor, co-president of the NYIT Old Westbury chapter of Phi Eta Sigma National Honor Society, intern at EFT Energy in Garden City, New York, and an active contributor to NYIT research projects, such as the development of a wireless ECG monitor for recovering patients in hospitals. He's approached every experience at NYIT as an opportunity to motivate and inspire his peers, and he's used his leadership skills to encourage camaraderie and teamwork. There's no better example than the VEX Robotics World Championship last month in Anaheim, California, where he led his IEEE teammates to win the Sportsmanship Award. James will leave us today with a bachelor's degree in electrical and computer engineering. In the fall, he will be pursuing a master's degree in electrical and computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University to fulfill his dream of a career that applies engineering across industries to improve people's lives. I'm pleased now to call James to the lectern.
Thank you, President Giuliano. Yeah. Can you guys believe this day has finally come? Today we graduate with a sense of pride in ourselves, knowing what it took to get here. Congratulations, class of 2012. Gathered here today are students who earned their NYIT educations across the globe. Whether you studied in China, in Canada, Jordan, Bahrain, in the United Arab Emirates, or right here in New York, you are NYIT. Be proud of that. We are doctors, architects, artists, scientists. We are businessmen and women. We are athletes, educators, innovators. We are engineers. We are the ones who will shape the world for the coming generations because we are the catalysts of the future. But we didn't get here alone. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the people that we surround ourselves with. Like many of you, I look first to my family for support. I'm so thankful for my two amazing parents. They laid a foundation. Thank you. They laid a foundation for me that has and will always continue to shape my life. They taught me to respect others' opinions, be a person of integrity, and to stand up for what I believe in. Most importantly, they taught me to value education. Thank you so much, guys. Secondly, our mentors. For me, it was people like Dean Michael Burnett and Monica Shuren who encouraged me to grow and seek opportunities to become a better leader. Our NYIT professors imparted not only knowledge, but also passion for their subjects. We take a moment now at graduation to reflect on all the individuals who, perhaps without realizing it, were instrumental to our growth and success. Thank you all. Now, they say that these are the best years of our lives and that college is where you make friends to last a lifetime. I don't know who they are, but they were right. I would never have expected that I would make such great friends here at NYIT. Together, we managed to get through every challenge, every exam, every paper, especially the countless hours we engineers spent in Harry Scher basement working on projects. You know, where was it for you? The Student Activity Center? The library? Maybe it was over in Central Park. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Our friends push us when we need pushing, and then they make us laugh when we need to laugh. Everything that I've accomplished in the last few years has come from an opportunity that NYIT has provided me. Without my professors forcing me to think, career services enabling me to find internships, the student government helping me to become a leader, or my friends pushing me to be my absolute best, I would not be standing here today at our graduation. You know, over the last 4 lightning fast years, NYIT has provided me the opportunity to hold the leadership roles in Phi Beta Sigma National Honor Society, the IEEE, and then the student government. Those experiences taught me things I could have never learned in the classroom, really valuable skills like humility and passion and leadership, which I will carry with me throughout my life. Now, I'd like to close by reminding all of you that you are a product of your own hard work, which has resulted in this gift that we earned for ourselves today, a college education. Steve Prefontaine, an American track runner who set tons of world records by the time he was 24, was an inspiration to many, including me. Sadly, Steve died just 1 year in a car accident before entering the Olympics. He once said, "To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift." Fellow graduates, do not sacrifice your gift. Be the best you that you can be, and let's go show the world what NYIT graduates can do. Thank you, and congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, James. There are 2 additional especially important groups of individuals to recognize. The first group includes all of the family members and others who have contributed their love and support to each graduate. We salute you. The second group includes all of the members of the NYT faculty and staff whose personal and professional dedication have contributed to our students' success. Thank you.
We ask that everyone please remain seated until the platform party, their guests, and faculty exit the tent. School commencements will begin shortly. Upon exiting, please proceed directly to the school tents. All graduates and guests must exit the tent at this time, including all graduates and guests with the School of Management. Once again, our Grand Marshal.
I hereby declare the 2012 commencement ceremony concluded.